Hello my friends, welcome to today's fascia movement class. Today's class focuses on opening the hips and building adaptable strength and resilience in the lower back. What you need is a pillow. You can use a sofa pillow or your regular pillow you sleep on, and a towel, or you can have just a towel if you don't have a pillow at hand. Fold the towel into a concertina, and then what I do is I fold it again, and what we will do is we will sit on this. So you're in a seated position and bring the towel in between your sit bones, so it reaches your pelvic diaphragm. If it's very soft and you don't feel anything, then maybe you want to fold it again. And you really snuggle the towel in between your sit bones. And then take a moment to center in and allow your body to wave and move and just adjust to the new place. And then we'll do some waving. So you move to one side, allow the weight of your bones to carry and direct you here and to the other side. So the towel in between your sit bones shouldn't feel aggravating or in any way disturbing. It's more a little pressure to open the pelvic diaphragm and to also have a sense of the pelvic diaphragm. And then do little circles and change direction. In this class, we will open the pelvis, the hips from the inside out, and then in between we weave in some integration, strengthening, dynamic stability exercises. And come to center, tilting your pelvis now forward and back. A little movement on the towel. And then come to center. Take a breath in, breathing three-dimensionally into your rib cage, into the nose, and then exhale out through the mouth. Everything is soft, tongue, jaw. And then take another breath in, deep breath in, three-dimensionally expanding the ribs, and exhale, maybe with a little sound. Open your eyes. And then you take your pillow and come onto your knees. And then take the pillow onto your knees and slowly melt over the pillow. You can stay on your forearms if that's more comfortable. You can stack your fists and drop your head, or you can come all the way down, do so. Allow your breath to move through the body, and you possibly notice how the back body, the mid-back opens here a little more. Take a couple breaths here. Soft, neck is soft, eyes are soft. And then slowly walk yourself back up and remove the pillow, and now come into a child's pose. Again, here I invite you to stay on your forearms, or stacking your fists, or placing the hands in front of you, and bring your forehead onto your hands. Take a few breaths here, settling in, allowing your body to rest into this new shape. You may notice probably here now the opening is more in the glute area, posterior pelvic floor. And then come up onto your forearms, turn the hands in and the elbows slightly out. And then I invite you to shift your hips from side to side. So just gliding off your calves and shifting the weight of your hips towards the floor. And then come to center and slowly rolling up again. Now grab your rolled up towel, and when you lay onto your towel, the towel will be on your frontal hip bones. So place it onto the floor And then you come into a prone position, into a swings pose, and place the towel right where your hip bones are. If you sense like you're completely melting into the towel and you don't even feel the towel, then I suggest you would roll it up a little bit tighter. And take your arms into a little V shape, the elbows out, the fingertips facing towards one another. Elongate your lower back, so you're reaching out through the tailbone, push the pubic bone slightly in, and begin to move your pelvis from the left to the right. And now roll over to your right side and just move the frontal hip bone on the towel up and down, side to side, do little circles. This is in the Anatomy Trains world a roundhouse. So the ASIS, AIIS is a place where a lot of myofascial meridians meet and connect and can be a true point of change. Roll over to your left side and again up and down, right on the hip bone, on the frontal hip bone, and you can do little circles or side movements. Remember to have a little back tilt of the pelvis to keep the lower back elongated. Bring your pelvis back onto the towel, and now you feel, move a little bit further up on the towel, and now you feel your pubic bone on the towel, and I want you to move and shift your hips slightly from the left to the right. Also here we have several fascial connections, and then come back to center. Your arms are back into the V shape, and then push into your knees, reach your tailbone away, and push into your forearms and come into a forearm plank on your knees, and really draw the pubic bone towards your navel. Take a breath in here, breathe out, breathing in, and breathe out. Lower down, remove the towel, come back into your swings pose, and create this little V shape of your arms again. And now roll your pelvis from side to side. Little rolls here. You're drawing the elbows away from each other, collarbones are wide, pubic bone reaches down towards the floor. The lower back is lengthened. Now roll over to your right side and allow the bones from the inside, the hip bone from the inside, the femur bone from the inside, really fall down into the tissues that are resting on the floor. And you're rolling slowly forward and backwards, creating a massage effect from the inside out and from the outside in. And you may notice and feel your IT band here, and just going to slightly to the front of your thigh and back to the side. Now bring your weight more towards your pelvic bone in the back and roll a little bit here. That's very subtle and can have big effects. So we don't necessarily always need a massage tool to open gently the body, to invite the nervous system to let go and be a good companion in our journey of opening our body and make it more fluid and adaptable. Rolling onto the side, onto the left side, from the thigh on the front to the side. Again, the weight of your skeleton will move down towards the floor and creates already a little massage effect. And then come a little further onto your hip bone on the side, so you feel your femur here probably slightly, your femur head, and you can roll on that side too, and then slowly move back to the front, and we begin our journey back into our swings pose, shifting your hips from side to side, lower. Take your hands to the side, move into a cat pose, back into a child's pose. And here, shift your hips from side to side again. Just a few waves rolling from side to side. Center, come up onto all fours. I'll just go into the side views, and we do a cat pose. So not as you know in the traditional yoga practice where the flexion is in the upper back, but in the lower back, in the lumbar spine. This is our focus here. Obviously the whole spine will follow. So tilt your pelvis back, pubic bone lifts, tailbone heavy. The rest of the spine will follow with its flexion movement. The neck is relaxed. You can drop the head, take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, shift your weight back into an angry cat. The weight is lifted off your hands. Shoulders relaxed. Take a breath three-dimensionally into the back body. And then exhale. Center the pelvis as you're staying shifted back. And shift your weight forward onto your hands. And now flex the spine in the lower back again into your cat pose. The rest of the spine follows. Now shift your weight to the right and move here. Allow the weight of your pelvis to surf along the fascial planes of the lateral hip. Come back to center. Flex the lower back again. Pubic bone lifts towards your navel, shifting to the left. Weight is off the hand, and again, linger here. Moving the weight of the pelvis, the bones from the inside out along the fascial planes. And come back onto all fours. Let this movement be soft. Shift your weight from side to side. Back into a cat pose, into an angry cat, shifting your weight back, and then shift your weight from side to side. Just little movements wherever you feel called to. You may want to stay and remain in one place, explore and experience, or you want to move and wave and allow yourself to follow the feeling of opening. And then center your pelvis, center the spine, and come back onto all fours. From here, move into kneeling position. I will turn to you. Now the next exercise is one way how we move into back bends in the Fascia Vinyasa yoga practice. It's beautiful to open the pelvis from the front and also the deep front line from the inside. Now shift your weight forward into a child's pose. Linger here a little bit, moving from side to side, and then move over to the left. I will mirror you. Your left hand turns away from you, the fingers point away from you, and allow your right arm to move alongside your ear, pushing into the left hand to find stability in the shoulder girdle. And we slide over in a half circle again to the right side, right hand stable, pushing into the floor, and the left arm moves alongside your ear. And we move over to the other side again. We add on here. Push into your left hand and then reach the right palm up towards the ceiling. And again, other side. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling, and we add on. You move forward. You can stay here with this movement, continue as we did, or you lift your pelvis up. The pubic bone leads the movement. Your right knee possibly lifts off the floor, and then you change sides again. Let this be flowing to the right, left hand up to the ceiling, left knee off the floor. Pubic bone leads the way as you push into the stabilizing arm. And one more to the right side. Push into the arm. Pubic bone lifts, reach, and come to center. Move into a child's pose for a moment and slowly roll up onto all fours into a 4-point kneeling position, integrating strength again. Push into your hands, turn the fingertips slightly in, and now fill the space in between your shoulder blades. So imagine you're a bit of a bulldog. So you can play with this first to get a sense of it. Let your heart drop down to the floor and you feel your shoulder blades moving towards one another. And now I want you to do the opposite. The back of the heart moves up towards the ceiling. So filling the space in between the shoulder blades. And then I mirror you again. Lift the left knee off the floor and the right hand off the floor. Breathe three-dimensionally into the rib cage. And breathe out. Hold here. Another breath in. Filling the space in between your shoulder blades. And then lower down. Just to reset, bend the elbows slightly, soften your heart to the floor. Now push your hands into the floor. Pull the heels of the hands isometrically away from one another. The elbows pull away. You keep a slight bend in the elbows. And then you lift your right knee off the floor and the left hand off the floor. The space between your shoulder blades is filled and full and stays full. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathe out. And let go. Excellent. Turn your hands back into center. Move into a child's pose, forearms onto the floor. And then drop the hips to one side. The fingertips point to the opposite side. The arms, the forearms move almost like windscreen vipers. Do that a couple more times, shifting from side to side. And then come to center. Roll up into a high kneeling position. Take your arms up over your head. Have the knees hip width distance apart. You can do this standing as well if kneeling is not available for you. Lift your pubic bone up, lift your sternum up. Turn your palms forward, your arms into a V shape. And then take a deep breath in, tensioning from the palms of the hands to the heart space, to the pubic bone, to the front of the hips. Inhale. And then exhale. Come back up, pubic bone lifts, sternum lifts. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Pubic bone lifts, heart lifts. And exhale. Beautiful. Come into a seated position. Cross the legs the opposite way as you did when we began the class. And then again, slow waving of the spine, side to side, forward, backwards. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me. I hope your pelvis feels now open and strong and your lower back resilient and dynamically strengthened so they can be there for you when you need them. I love you, and as always, I'm so happy to receive your comments and messages and emails and class suggestions. This here was a class suggestion. It's a hard word for me to say. And send this class over to people you think who need it. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.